Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Kim Duramo, conscious physician. I'm sharing about conscious medicine and self-healing. And today I'm going to share about setting boundaries and why it's actually not the most helpful thing to go about setting boundaries everywhere with other people, with relationships, with places where you're triggered, and instead to shift this to a space of choosing to honor yourself. And it may seem like this is just a matter of semantics with the words we're choosing to use, but everything is energy. And when you go about creating boundaries, or I've got to make sure I set boundaries this year, or in this relationship, or I've got to set some boundaries because I'm really fed up, what we do is we actually create barriers. And this will always block out our ability to receive more, our ability to receive love, care, support, our ability to receive opportunities, nurturance, abundance, and that really doesn't create what we want. So how do we set up ways of honoring ourselves in the equation of our life without making this about boundaries and making this about barriers and making this about demands? So that's what I'm going to share today. Hello, everyone who's joining live. Great to see you. This has actually come up a lot. This has been a topic that so many people have been asking about. And in the mind body community, there's a lot of conversation about, now that I'm more aware, I'm more awake, I'm aware of what my needs are, I'm aware of what I want or don't want. Now I've got to go set up these boundaries and let people know what I expect, or it's actually like a demanding energy of this is how I'm going to be treated. But it doesn't create receptivity. So it'll actually block more than it creates. So what I've come up with is a way of, and you'll feel the energetic difference in this, a way of really understanding this is it's a matter of honoring ourselves in the equation of our life, honoring ourselves in the equation of our relationships. In all relationships, there are unstated agreements. They're like usually subconscious agreements of, okay, you do this and I'll do that, or you treat me this way and I'll pretend not to notice, or you do this thing and I'll just get really angry and frustrated but not say anything, whatever, or you do this thing and I'll just get really mad and we'll just keep chaos going. So how do we actually create something we really want, which is love, caring, connection, intimacy, especially at this time right now where it's the end of the year, we're coming into the holidays, and this is the perfect time to talk about this because we get so triggered. Not only, it's the end of the year, so it's like a new shift that's happening. The energy of the new year is already coming in, so you will start to feel the heaviness of what you're carrying that isn't serving you. And it might just drive you bananas, or it might be like, oh, this is awesome because this is all the stuff I can release that's moving out. It's also end of the year, it's darker, and we're like energetically, if not seasonally, because if you're on the other side of the planet, it might be lighter right now. But we are definitely entering like the dark days where you'll feel energetically that completion, like everything that's ready to complete, old ways of thinking, old ways of being, old ways for a lot of people. What I'm seeing is covering things, stucking things under the rug. I'm good. I don't notice. That's all fine. I'm doing okay. But that suppression is actually taking a lot of energy. So it will prevent you from really receiving what you want in your life. Like it'll never be enough. Or, that lying to ourselves, like this is okay, and it's really not, is going to get really heavy now because you're entering a space of a new year. And so seasonally, energetically, there's a lot of things that will compile right now. And of course, you've got like family, friends, busy, holiday, doing whatever activities, doing whatever things you're doing. If there's travel, there's a lot going on, so it can feel overwhelming that way as well. But these are all things that can really serve us in consciously clearing and releasing what's no longer serving us. And so this is a great time to check in with, how do I honor myself in the equation of my life? And that is not about boundaries. That is not about putting up barriers, putting up walls, putting up demands. I'm going to have this, and anyone who's not going to come on board, you're not allowed. You don't need to do it that way because that's really just going to limit you. But what if you can honor yourself in the equation of your life as an invitation to everyone and everything around you to contribute to you more, to contribute to you in a bigger way? And it has always got to start with honoring ourselves. I honor myself in the equation of my life. So just feel into the difference of this. I honor myself in the equation of my life, and I invite all people in my life to honor me fully. Versus, I gotta set up some boundaries. Boy, I don't like the way I've been treated. I don't like the way it's been going. I'm gonna set some boundaries. I'm gonna lay down the law. I'm gonna let everybody know what I need. Totally different energy, because everyone isn't so interested in what your demands are. Everyone's trying to just fend for themselves. But if you move into, I honor myself in the equation of my life, that actually is a really beautiful invitation for everyone around you to do the same. And so you can feel how, like, setting up boundaries, if that's an invitation to everyone to do the same, we'd all just be walling ourselves off from each other. Oh, you're gonna do that? Well then fine, I'm gonna do this. It wouldn't be inclusive, it wouldn't be inviting, and it wouldn't create more. It would just block out more love. So I just want you to feel the energetics between that of like what this whole thing is with boundaries, because at this time of year, we're gonna probably see and connect with the people who trigger us the most and come in place with all the ways we maybe haven't been honoring ourselves in the equation of our lives. So I'm gonna just look through the comments and see who's here. Oh, hello, Marie, Alicia, Rachel, Carly, Heather, Sarah, Jen. All right, I just wanna see if there's any pressing comments. Rachel from the UK, Sandy, hello from New York. Hello, Heather. All right, Cassie, woohoo. Okay, great. So I want to just hear from you first, like not only where you're tuning in from, and hello to everyone listening to the recording or the podcast, but what's this been like for you? What are your ideas about boundaries and your ideas about honoring yourself in your relationships, and where it feels like it has to be a demand? It feels like I'm just not getting what I need. This is the time of year that's like so ripe to move into this, because you're going to start to see all the ways that you're triggered. And that is always a reflection of, where are you not honoring yourself in the equation of your life? Where are you pretending it's okay to walk all over you? Where are you pretending it's okay to not really listen or care, and someone just does it their own way and thinks she won't mind? It's always a way of like, where am I not showing up for myself? Where am I not honoring myself? It's not about putting up boundaries, which will always create more separation. Okay, so how do we honor ourselves in the equation of our life? And how can we let the mirror of relationship assist us with this? Especially at this time of year where there's going to be so many mirrors for us to look at and see. And it might just come in the form of getting triggered, or, oh, I can't believe she said this. I had one of my friends yesterday who got a text, and it was about something that was going on. She's having a birthday coming up, and then there's all these other friends who are like, we think we should do this. Let's go out and do that. And someone planned a party, and she's like, I don't even want this. I have so much going on right now. I just want to be with my family. But how do I tell them? Because then they're going to be mad, and they're going to say this, and they're going to think that I'm that. And it was like, wait a minute. What if you just let them have their opinion? What if you just let them have it, and they're going to think you're this bad person because you don't want to have a party, or this bad person because you're not going with them? Well, they're going to think what they're going to think independent of you, because she's trying to justify it. Well, I mean, they only just told me yesterday, and it's Christmas season, there's so much going on, and I have my kids, I have to think about that. And I'm like, well, what if you didn't have to justify it? What if you just chose what honors you? Because you'll spend a lot of energy justifying things, because what we do is we get into the other person's mind who's like judging us, and we kind of secretly think they're right. Mad about someone judging us, it's because there's some place where I think they're right, but I'm not happy with that. Because if I don't agree at all, I'm not willing to own that judgment, it doesn't matter. There's people all the time that will say like, oh, you're just too energetic, or you're just too, fill in the blank with the flavor of the moment. Okay, I can let you have that opinion, because I don't carry that. I'm not willing to judge myself. That's one of the reasons there's so much that can come through that I can share, because I'm not in judgment of myself about it. Not that I think I'm perfect, not that I don't see I have limitations or things that I would like to resolve. I do every day. There's stuff like, oh yeah, let's move in that direction. Let's dump that. Let's move away from that. As we awaken, we're always going to see more, not less. But if we're in judgment, it's going to hurt. And the way it will hurt the most is when other people judge you, or when other people do these things that you don't like what they're doing, or they have these behaviors that you don't agree with. Well, if you didn't hold that on yourself, it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't even faze you, because I'm telling you, there's millions of people who think that the way you're doing your life is wrong and bad, who think the way you look or talk or speak or act is totally obnoxious or terrible. And it doesn't matter. But if you start caring what they think, because you're defining yourself by it, it will matter a lot. So can you honor yourself in the equation of your life without setting up boundaries around that? Because this friend would have in the past had to say, like, I'm just gonna put boundaries. I'm not letting anyone treat me like that. I'm not gonna go near these people. And it blocks out a lot of love. So what if you can, especially when it's like family and you can't just shut them out of your life? Like, what if it's like, what do I do? I'm just gonna be tortured. Well, we're not victims. It's always our choice. Can I let them have it? Can I let them have that opinion of me? Yeah, if I'm willing to let go of judging myself, have at it. Doesn't even matter. Okay. Hey, Kate, Jessica, Melanie, the big difference between the two yes, there's a big difference between the two energies of putting up barriers and boundaries versus I honor myself in the equation of my life, because it's an invitation. She says, I love the softer way this feels, and I'm so feeling the heaviness at the end of this year. Yeah. So how do we do this? Because it's an energetic shift that everyone will feel. Unlike setting up boundaries where it's like, I got to put out a memo. We can shift into, I honor myself in the equation of my life, and make this inner commitment. And it's an energetic shift. You will find that everyone will treat you differently when you're in the alignment of, I honor myself in the equation of my life. And as I honor myself in the equation of my life, I will honor others more, not less. When I go into boundaries, it creates separation. Yeah, I know you want this, but I don't care what you want. I'm going to have what I want. It's two different things. Completely different energy shift. Morgan says, not having boundaries has been a big issue. When they were not there in the first place, and what left, hold on a second. Let me just open up that comment. What's left of them were constantly stepped over by others. Hello, holidays. Yeah, so if we do this thing of like boundaries, you're just going to watch how everyone steps all over them anyway. And then you're like, but that's my boundary. We don't need to do it that way. It will hurt more, not less. It will block out a lot of love, which is really what we want. So when we don't know how to do this, how to honor ourselves in the equation of our relationships, how to honor ourselves in the equation of our life, it's like we have to set boundaries, because we're like, this helpless person, I'm being treated badly, or this person's doing this, I'm not going to allow it anymore. I've got to set these boundaries. And for a lot of people, that's all they have access to. And maybe that's all you've had access to up till now. So if you can just take a few breaths and feel your heart, to honor yourself in the equation of your life and of your relationships, you've got to be willing to feel what you feel. Because A, you wouldn't even know what your needs really are. And B, it's almost like you want those walls because they're helping you not feel your body and yourself. You're abandoning yourself. They're helping you abandon yourself, which will temporarily seem like relief. But then the holidays come, the end of year, the turnover of a whole a decade, and you can't escape it. The energies are too big. The energy shift is too big. What's coming in is so expansive, and what you're holding on is so limiting. It will hurt. It will feel heavy. It will drive you ba-freaking-nanas if you're holding on to this old way of doing it. Separation and fear. Separation and lack. So what if you let go of all the walls, all the boundaries, which comes from the mind, and all the barriers? What if you let your barriers down and you're willing to feel everything? Well, the first 10 seconds might not feel that good. You will feel freer because you're not putting energy into holding, but you might start to feel some pain of where you've been willing to judge yourself. You've been willing to take on others' perspectives as if they're right for you, and they may not be right for you. Amy says, I absolutely love this. I've been really resistant to my husband's family's lifestyle. Yeah, because you felt threatened. It's felt intrusive, and I get very triggered by it and end up retreating into my own shell and getting angry, which is actually going to make them do it more. I recognize I've been stuck in this energy and looking at myself as a victim. I love the idea of having the power to shift that energy. Well, and you know what? The holiday bundle that I created too, which is at drkimd.com/thanks, has some really great tools for shifting the energy we're in with loved ones, shifting the energy we're in with relatives. But we'll just go through some of it here as well. So if we could just receive them as they are, right? Like you said, their lifestyle choices, their lifestyle. So specifically about what is it about their lifestyle? Whatever it may be, like maybe, let's just take something that a lot of people have judgment around. No, I'm not going to go there right now. Let me think about this. Let's take people who are, okay, here's a good one, who are not very conscious. And so instead of taking responsibility for themselves, they like spew it all over everybody, right? So the conversation sounds like this. Can you believe she said, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm just so beside myself and I don't think anyone should do that. Or if the topic is about like politics or religion, which are things that like people have really strong opinions about, but that they differ, their personal opinions. So people may get into judgy, like that kind of judgment, gossip, anger, hatred, pushing things away. And you're like, oh, these people are so unconscious. They're so negative. I don't want to be around them. I've got to put up my boundaries. That's what a lot of us do. But really that stems from our own, and I'm not making that wrong, because sometimes we feel so bombarded. We're like I said, we don't have access to something higher. So we put up boundaries. Okay, just get through it. But what if you didn't have to just get through the holidays? And what if you didn't just have to get through the rest of your life with your in-laws? What if you could actually receive something so much more? And so what that would look like would be, can I just receive all of it exactly as it is? Now, a lot of people feel really victimized by negative energy or unconscious people doing things to them. But what if you got conscious enough that you no longer bought into it? They could have whatever opinions they want, as outlandish and crazy as they may seem to you. And you're like, hey, it's cool. It's all right. I don't feel threatened. I'm not threatened. I'm me. I love and honor myself in the equation of my life. So there's no longer a threat. I'm no longer gonna keep imagining them to be right and taking on the judgment of myself. I'm no longer gonna be pretending I can't let them have that perspective of me and I have to fight against it and defend. What if this holiday season you just let everyone have their opinions of you and just took a deep breath and exhaled and relaxed your body and said, hey body, I love you unconditionally. And then you have that. I had my mom, I've been homeschooling my daughter. It's going really well. It's had ups and downs. I've learned a lot. She has come unthinkable leaps and bounds in this one semester. And I don't have the idea I'm going to do this forever. I don't even know if I'm going to do it beyond this one semester, but so far pretty good. And so my mom said, oh, well, I said something about college. I forget what it was. She had a piece of gold in her hand. She said, I found this chunk of gold. And I said, yeah, you can save it for college. Because that was a big thing in my family when we were young. Everything was about save it for college. And my mom said, oh, well, she's being homeschooled, so she probably won't go to college. And I, like, in the past, this would have been like, what is she thinking? Of course my kids, which I don't even know if she's going to go to college. She may go to college. She may start her own business. Like, it doesn't matter. but it didn't trigger me at all. And so what the moment looked like, which in the past would have been engagement, well, I mean, she might go to college. She's probably going to go to college. What do you mean she's not going to college? There was no engagement. There was, I love you exactly as you are. Like, I know why my mom's saying that. She's being funny. Like, in her mind, it's a funny joke. No biggie, whatever. I'm not triggered by it because I'm willing to let her have her opinion. And I'm willing to let her have those little snarky comments. It's okay. And in the past, it created like a lot of discord between us. I'd feel it, she'd feel it. Not that it was consciously acknowledged, but I could feel that we both felt it. And I didn't like that. I want to be in harmony with her. And so now there's so much harmony because I'm willing to let her be where she is and not get my little defensiveness in the way of it. So what if you let everyone have their opinions and their judgments and their snarkiness, and because of your willingness to honor yourself implicitly, I love myself unconditionally, everything could just move through. No defenses needed. Okay, let's see how that happens. Hi, Martha. Beautiful to see you. Grace, Susie, Arlene, Courtney, Crystal. Okay, so anything else that comes up around that. So we can do this, and you could do this more as an exercise if you want to journal and write it down. Start with your triggers. And if you haven't come into any this season, go back to last season, or just the anticipation of, oh, I'm going to be going to so-and-so's house and she's going to do this thing again. And then it's going to go like this. And then I'm going to feel like that. What if you could rewrite that and have a totally different experience? What if you could let go of all the charge you've carried around that, which this comes from our abandonment of self. Where have I not honored myself in the equation of my life? And where can I choose to honor myself implicitly in all the equation of my life and all of my relationships, so there are no boundaries needed and no barriers needed, and I don't have to be defensive or demanding for what I need, which is all about the ego. The ego has lots of needs. I need her to not treat me like this. I need her to stop being so judgmental. There's so many needs. No wonder we feel helpless. No wonder we feel bombarded, because there's no way you're going to encourage all of them to change anything, especially when you're in demanding boundaries, barriers. I'm setting my boundaries. Try it. The energy of setting boundaries is disconnecting. It's separation. It's from fear and lack. So try this instead. Before you go into the event, or right now as a practice, move through those energies that are coming up. What do you think is going to happen? What do you feel about it? Just take a few deep breaths and feel your body. Breathe into your body as you just imagine any or all of the events coming up or that have happened in the past. And then feel what you feel in your body. And then come into your heart. Take a few breaths. Move into that alignment of, I honor myself in the equation of my life. I love and cherish myself implicitly. I honor myself in the equation of my life. So just a little, hi body, I'm here. I honor myself in the equation of my life. It's okay for me to receive all things in grace and ease. I can receive all of it and be fluid because I honor myself. I have that. So then you just take a few deep breaths. You can practice this now and then just do it every time before you're going to see family or something's happening. And then just have a few deep breaths. Feel what's coming up. Is there anything left? Because there may be these little residuals, but she's going to do this thing, or, but it's not okay that they think da-da-da. So go deeper. I love you. It's okay to let all of this move through. It's okay to let them have it. It's okay to let everybody be exactly as they are, because I choose to honor and accept myself exactly as I am. And then just have a few deep breaths. Now you are in a different energetic alignment, okay? This changes everything. Instead of showing up as the person who's like, I know what I want, but I'm really afraid I won't get it. Or I know what I want, but I never get what I need. You show up in the alignment of, I'm complete and whole. I have all I need because I honor myself in the equation of my life. I always feel whole because I honor myself in the equation of my life. I feel safe and loved because I honor and cherish myself in the equation of my relationships. And so now here's your relationship that comes along and someone's in the old dance of like, I'm going to walk all over you and you're just going to lay down and let me do it. And you're like, hey, here I am. I honor myself in the equation of my life. You'll have a totally different interaction. In the first 10 seconds, they will feel this. Not because you've set up boundaries, not because you've made the memo of, hey, everybody, I'm not going to be treated that way anymore. No, it's an energetic broadcast. It's infinitely more powerful and it communicates to every cell in their body. All you have to do is breathe. Maybe nod. That's an interesting perspective. And you're right here. You're here, you're in your heart. You're here, you're feeling everything you feel instead of suppressing everything you feel. Because what the old alignment is, it's like, I'm going to suppress everything I feel and be tough. Come after me. Go, let's see what you got. And then people will come and they'll throw all kinds of shit at you. And you're like, oh no, I can't do it anymore. What they're doing is they're challenging your ability to suppress what you feel. And then you will feel your pain. And then they're wrong for making you feel your pain. They're wrong for making you feel your powerlessness. They're wrong for making you feel your judgment. Well, have a lot of fun with that. It's going to be another 3 decades of work. You'll never get there. But if you can be in this alignment, it shifts everything. You can let them have it because you no longer need them to be different in order for you to feel whole and safe and loved. You are the one you've been looking for. So can you give yourself that now? So try this alignment, try this exercise. I invite you to move through this and just ask your body, what if we could let go of all those barriers we're holding? What if we can let our boundaries down and let everything in, but because we're in this alignment of pure love and self-honoring and awareness, right? Because I got to be aware of if I honor myself in the equation of my life, I've got to be willing to feel what I feel so that I can choose that. If I'm not there, I don't know what feels right for me and what feels like a no. If I'm not there, I might know it's a no, but say yes anyway. Like, no, I am here for you, Kim. I am here for you. I love you unconditionally. I honor myself in the equation of my life. So there is no threat. So see what this creates when you show up to your holidays or those people who are in them and you're consciously aware of this, willing to play the game for you, honoring you instead of protecting against them. I'm really excited to hear what this creates. The holiday bundle is available at drkimd.com/thanks. It's only going to be available till the very end of the year, but it's still, we've still listed it on the site. And we have a few exciting things coming up for the new year. I'm going to be doing a live program for the month of January to work with a group. We'll be doing a very powerful integration through the month of January. I'll be speaking more about that next week. Be sure you're subscribed at drkimd.com if you would like to hear more, or join me in the Mind Body community because I'll be sharing more about it there. And anything else I missed, I'm always really excited to have everyone here. We are definitely releasing a lot with 2019 moving out and 2020 coming in. There's a really powerful, beautiful, fluid, light energy in the next decade of what the 20s are really here to be, and to bring a lot of that reclamation, knowing who we are, operating in a space of I honor myself implicitly. I love, honor, and cherish myself in the equation of my life. Just feel the resonance of that, play with the resonance of that, be present in your heart and be willing to let that come through. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. Let your cells drink it in. This will create a really powerful shift for your health, for your immune system, for your resilience as you go through the holiday season, for your energy. And I'm really excited to hear what that creates. All right, lots of love, everybody. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.